What's up, guys? This is an NU match against GyraDrone. This is a guy that I met from Slowpoke Zat. So yeah, let's get started. He decides to go into his Shedinja as I go for my Torkoal, and he decides to go set up some Swords Dance as I set up my rocks. So yeah, I know this thing's gonna have Focus Sash because that's what Shedinjas have. That's probably the best item to have on it, and I don't want to deal with that, so I go for the Toxic, and it actually hits this time. So yeah, it takes down the Shujinja, and Torkoal kind of walls itself, so I decided to switch out. It ended up being a really good play for me because he goes for the Earth Power, and I go into my Noctowl. So yeah, this is nothing. So I decided to Whirlwind it away, and he goes with Zangoose, which drags out his Girafarig, and I think I go for a Feather Dance because I predicted him to go back into his Zangoose. So he tricks me, and now I'm locked into Feather Dance, and I go for another one, predicting him to go back into the Zangoose again, but that was stupid. I should have switched, but now I switch now into my Gastrodon, and he takes the Psychic, not very well. It does actually a lot, and I decided to switch out because, again, to scout out if he has a Grass move, and he does have the Grass move. I was predicting more of an Energy Ball because Girafarig can learn that, but he goes for the Grass Knot, which does even less. So he predicts my Toxic. Now I'm locked into Toxic, so I have to switch out, and he predicts the Toxic pretty well because he has immunity, which lets him not be poisoned and stuff. So yeah, now he predicts my Will-O-Wisp. So he goes into Torkoal, and that walls me, and now I switch into Noctowl, which ended up being pretty good for me because I have Insomnia, and he went for Yawn, so that did nothing to me. And I knew I could take a special attack from this thing because Noctowl has a special defense wall, and I'm locked into Whirlwind, but that ended up being pretty good for the match because I get to see what Pokemon he has left. I get to scout him out, and he gets more rock damage, so that's pretty good. Yeah, get more poison damage. He just goes straight for the Psychic. Doesn't take me out. I live with 13 HP, so I get to figure out what he has left, and then now I die to poison damage. So yeah, he's down to his Torkoal, and I decide to switch into my Rampardos. So yeah, I just go straight for the Earthquake. I don't want to over predict or anything because Torkoal has really good defenses, and that is 4 times effective, and he probably used that Torkoal for fodder. And I went for the another Earthquake because I thought this would do some damage to it, but this is a bug grass, so it resists Earthquake, and this Rampardos is Scarf, so that also counts. So he sets up an Iron Defense, and that's pretty bad for me, so I decided to switch into my Gastrodon because this is not a physical Gastrodon, this is a special attacking defensive one. So I figured, Ice Beam would do a pretty decent chunk to this Wormadam, so I go for the Ice Beam, and I wasn't really thinking, but this Wormadam most likely had a Grass move, and he does have Giga Drain, which will give him a whole bunch of HP back, and that will almost take me out, but I live with like 8 HP, which doesn't really matter because I died of poison damage anyways. So that was a pretty cool Wormadam. I personally have like the Bug Steel one because I think that one's better because less resistance and stuff. So yeah, I go into my Torkoal, so he predicts my fire move, and he was right. I just went for the safe attack, and I went for a Lava Plume, and it actually does a pretty good chunk to Girafarig. And he goes for the Psychic. I knew I could take one because this has a special defense EVs. And I go for another Lava Plume, and that will take down the Girafarig. So things are looking pretty cool. And he sends out Raichu, which would have been a really big problem to my team. Or my random pokes or whatever. And he goes for the Thunderbolt. I was predicting more of a hidden power or something. But I just go for the explosion, which will definitely take it down. Yep. So now we both have double down, and I go into my Rampardos because I don't know what else to put. It will outspeed anything, but I wasn't really counting on his Endure, so I go for the Fire Punch, but he does survive, and now he gets the Sally Berry boost, so now he's faster than me for sure. And he decides to go for the Flail. I'm not sure if he had the fighting type move, which probably would have been better if he had a reversal or something. But he doesn't seem to have it, so that was pretty good for me. So I went for the Fire Punch because I know he had Zangoose and Wormadam left, and Wormadam is 4 times effective, uh, super effective against fire, so that was pretty good. So good game, GyraDrone. We need to do another battle, with different pokes. So yeah, peace.